1-1. It is going to be ONIC going up against the Valley once again onto the drafting phase.
Let's see, do we have changes? Yes, we do. There you go. Valley on the blue side. First pick, and ONIC Esports finally now on the red side. Different bands coming in, except, no, not for the Valley, not much. It's still Fanny and the Hayabusa.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be, I don't think they'll ban the 1-1 though. That's the only difference.
Maybe, and that is one of the top bands coming out from ONIC Esports if they do find it.
They still do.
They still do it. So the carry should be the priority here for the Valley, right?
Well,
Well,
they banned
see.
Lolita, Fredrin, and Joy for 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
They might as well just go for the same thing, right?
I don't know. That's
But that's giving away the Eve.
correct. That's the volatility part from the side of ONIC. Technically speaking, ladies and gents, it feels like game number 3, we're going into uncharted waters right here. It's like, you know, I can take away the carry, I can take away the glue that's causing so much havoc in the backline, given over to White Chicken. But I feel like you cannot ban away White Chicken's hero because I feel like he could pull out a Thamus anytime soon, right?
Well, there you go. The Eve, as predicted, is going to be banned out instead of the Joy. So the Valley now have a choice. Kaja carry. It's probably going to be carry.
It's carry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And then you go Grok, as well as
Karina.
yeah, Grok and Glue, perhaps.
Rock and Blue works. Yeah. There you go. That's the glue, and that's the Fairness.
Perhaps. Okay.
Hey, this combination is pretty nasty.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Blue
nasty.
Fairness. Blue is already hard to kill.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the Cult Altar.
Yep. But I'm also expecting a Valentina Hoon right now because you got to pick it right here before going into the next phase. It could be a bait coming out from ONIC. Do you prioritize that Valentina? If you take that Valentina, I can take something else, right? I can take your, not technically, Grok. You can technically take the Grok away because you can flex it into the roam. But on the other side, the Valley need to pick a choice. They will select the Lolita going in for the Valley.
Maybe, surely the Valentina could be a choice, as well as the fact that the glue is, the Grok is still open.
Yeah.
Then again, if you pick up the Lolita, you kind of already reveal that your Grok will be in the XP lane. Still is a very strong hero against the glue. They still pick it up.
Okay.
Now I wonder if ONIC they are considering the Lilia this time, or maybe the Valentina for their side, but maybe they can just ban out the Valentina, pick the Lilia later onto this draft because it really works well with the 2 heroes that the Valley has right now.
Yeah, and here we do have a quote from Carl TZ himself. He thinks ONIC Esports will go through the lower brackets because they gave them a hard time. Here, it's a signature link for a certain player on ONIC Esports. I can't remember the name, though.
I can't remember the name, though.
It's
I
this
think
guy
it's the most handsome one on the roster,
The
right?
Hayabusa guy?
Yeah, I think it's a Hayabusa one.
Kind of rhymes with Sky.
Skyri?
Or Sayri.
Alright.
Or Sayri.
Yeah,
Sayri, no.
Sayri. Yeah, maybe.
Kyrie, there you go. That's the link for Kyrie. Signature pick locked in up against the carry. Hey, it works, right? You want to have some backline threat. You already have the Lolita picked up from the Valley too, so that can be another source of CC to cancel out the Numenon Blast.
And there it is. The focus now on to MOBA Zane, banning out the Karina, maybe the Barats as well, because if I remember, it was RRQ went up against Blacklist International. Blacklist went in for the Barats against the Ling. So it is a great answer to the Ling if ever. So that might be what the Valley might consider if the tides shift in their favor. But ONIC Esports can easily ban that out.
Valentina ban as well can come out.
Yeah, I feel like it is up to ONIC to ban the Valentina away because of the Cult Altar. You don't want to give that Cult Altar over to the side of the Valley. The second best choice after if you don't get access to the Cult Altar is that Estes.
Yeah.
But do you expect the Estes coming out from the Valley? No. They've already got the Lolita picked up as well. There you go. The Valentina is a no-brainer right there because of that logic.
Wonder if ONIC Esports are considering either a Farsa or Lilia, as we mentioned, but it may be their last pick because what they need to do is to conserve the flexibility of this Paramus. You don't reveal yet if it is going to Keyboy or if it's going to Suns. Kind of tells me that fourth slot coming out from ONIC Esports might be a marksman that they match up against the carry. And what if it's the Moscow again?
Oh man, we'll see. It's the Kadita ban coming through. They're respecting again that pressure that Keyboy has in the game. And honestly, right now, the Moskov sure can come through, but it's not going to be here, right?
Yeah,
I mean, the carry's already picked up. There's no real reason to go for that. Might as well go, but even for the roamer position.
How about a Harith coming out from ONIC Esports, knowing that this link is quite farm dependent? You find the hero in the gold lane who is not that farm dependent.
Cho first.
Yeah,
Cho first,
I think the Cho is a lot better because your Jeet Kune Do and your Shinpo as well allows you to kind of, you have a lot more avenue to cancel away Super Shark. I think not say CW, but like Keyboy's main role for the side of this composition right now is to make sure that Super Shark is unable to land the perfect Luminum Blast.
I think the Barret still is good for the Valley to go with something like a Matilda or a Lilia themselves. The strength of the Barrets is that you have your way to kind of keep yourself together, planted on the ground when the Retribution fight happens. It's a very Mobazane-ish kind of hero. Then again, you will lack long-range damage to go with that. So maybe couple with like Farsa or Lilia.
There you go.
As you mentioned.
And Lilia. Should be these two picks. And there you go. It's going to be Lilia too. ONIC Esports now. We've been mentioning, right? Gold lane. Sure, Moskov can work again.
Yeah.
You want to go 3 Moskov games?
Harith perhaps?
Harith. I think
think
Harith can work, but again, it really depends on how much the Link farms. Because if the Link falls behind early, so easy to just build around the magical defense.
Oh, how about a Popol and Koopa coming out from ONIC Esports? It's not a hero. It's a hero that they also use. It's quite fast tempo. If you
Take
think about
turrets
it.
down.
Exactly.
I think a better option if they want to just see turrets down is the Brody, no?
Yes. I feel like look, there's so
Brody's
many
good.
things that only eSport can do with this one, right?
Can they go for the Melissa here? The Beatrix.
No,
okay.
Beatrix,
Yeah,
okay.
Beatrix.
You know this. You know, we always say like,
All reliable.
Sure, we look at like good heroes like Moskov, like Popol and Koopa, like Bruno, Brody even, but they go back to the Beatrix.
Dude, I like
It's
the
just
fact
meta.
that the desk was literally say, hey, you know what? Go to meta, CW go to meta, and then when the CW goes back to meta, you guys have something to say about him.
He does everything we don't want him to do.
Exactly. But this time though, this is good news for ONIC Esports, and especially the fans of ONIC Esports. We're gonna see a lot of like standard gameplay, and maybe we can unleash the full potential of the players of ONIC Esports. Meta heroes right now with the Ling and the Beatrix. Can you actually go wrong with this composition of the Indonesian squad?
I think the Beatrix is really good here, right? Right now, it's just this massive, big composition. You have the troll to use to kick someone into the Beatrix so that he can clean it up. You got a burst damage from the Beatrix, especially in Nibiru. But with that said, we can theory craft, but let's head into game. Game number 3, the Valley going up against ONIC Esports.
What I know about Kyrie is he hates the Demon Slayer emblem, and yeah, he does go for the Killing Spree emblem here as well in this game. So more priority on rotating across the map, looking for kills, not on farming.
Yeah. And of course, you can expect the Link to kind of play passively this time unless they want to activate it into silence. But when it comes to the turtle fights, they'll be surprised if Team Valley just takes all of those turtles. ONIC Esports choosing to go for this Link, they cannot tell us that they want to go to the late game instead of the early stages.
I feel like ONIC, right? Like I said, it's a very heavy pick composition. You can pick with the glue, you can pick with that troll, and then you can technically pick with the Sands, right? Then Kyrie come in and clean it up, pick someone into the CW's Nibiru's Passion, or even the Bandit's Reach as well. That's a lot of damage from the side of ONIC. Whereas on the side of the Valley, they need to fight together as a team fight. All of them need to land their shots, the Wild Charge, the Luminum Blast, and even down to the Dayton is welcome.
Oh, did Kyrie actually steal that? Yeah, I think he did.
He did.
Stole it away, getting just a bit more XP, but Mobazane's still going to have the better time clearing the jungle. Demon Slayer, Barats, a lot of damage to play with there, even going for the invade early on.
Yep, I think they do have the invade priority because Keyboy is looking a little bit low, and Mobazane right here is already at full stack, so he's going to have a lot of armor, a lot of magic resist. Link is not in the area, they've already confirmed it, because they need to hover around the turtle pit.
Yeah. And mid lane too, right? I mean, the mid control is just phenomenal from the Lilia. Kyrie already trying to contest this one. Mobazane reads out the situation, knows that, hey, something fishy is going around. Mid lane is missing, right? So he goes for it. Who takes that? Kyrie?
I like
close.
I like the fact that guys, I like the fact that we're like
It's Kyrie.
talking about non-critical minion jungle creep take, right? This is not critical. This is not a purple or the orange, but the more critical one will be this turtle fight.
Well, here it is. Luminum Blast going to be popped in. Boots going to be stunned up. Death is welcome as well. The Altar is there to save his life for a bit. First blood over to the Valley. Did Keyboy, though, backing away. And that's a turtle take from ONIC.
Yeah. Getting the turtle means that Kyrie will have a little bit of an advantage for Mobazane. It will not be that valuable, though. The fact that they lost Boots just like that really not good for ONIC esports in the early stages of the game. But it is what it is. At least they traded. Imagine if Boots went down without any trade for ONIC esports. That's even more annoying for their squad.
Yep, it is going to be Beatrix building that component item just to get that extra armor pen, right? Then after that, go full force BOD. That's one of the core items for that Beatrix as well. Apart from that, the Beatrix skipped the boots to put in more gold so they could get that BOD faster. 2 members locked up by K-Boy.
Uh-oh, that's a lot of damage on you, Keyboy. You're so low. Kyrie jumps in. Does he get it? Oh, it's Zane. He takes it away.
Yeah, man. Zane takes you away. But looking at the emblems, you're right. Kyrie doesn't really like the killing streak. Personally, I'm also on his side, right? I don't like the Demon Slayer kind of emblem because I feel like, especially as the lane, going up against the Valley that likes to fight these long drawn-out fights, if you allow Kyrie to pick up a kill, especially, it is Kyrie's playstyle as well. You pick up a kill, you get in the region, you get the movement speed to get more kills. So that's how ONIC likes to play these assassins.
We are just literally watching the laning stage with what? Kyrie and Mobazane just fighting it through mini objectives, but all throughout, Boots and Fried Chicken just duking it out, trying to outsmart each other. That's also true with CW and the Basic. Very standard game from both teams. The only
just wanna farm.
Yeah, just want to farm.
And honestly, looking at it right now, right, that's why we're talking about the little creeps here,
Yes.
creep steals, because that's what's mattering right now early on. Without neutral objectives, that's what they're fighting for.
I can't believe we have to devolve into
Not even
this.
team fights, yeah.
Yeah, we need to devolve into this. Like, we talk about small little wins. This, I mean,
This is
small
Mobile
little
Legends.
wins.
This is highest level Mobile Legends, right? Every single win will add up. Keyboy, or they're looking for a Jikundo. Jumps in on the Mobazane with the way the dragon as well, but doing a blast! Connects onto 2. White Chicken jumps in, the Cult Altar as well. Hoon finds the turtle. Tesla Blaze is going to be popped in as Hoon's going to be able to find Keyboy, but Kyrie dashing all across the place will mean that Zaz will be able to pick up Mobazane. 1 for 1. It's a trade back again. It's a kill over to ONIC. The Valley picks up a kill and the turtle.
All about trades this time.
Yeah.
But then again, the fact that Hoon actually secured it without any use. CW actually stay here in the mid lane just for a double lane setup. He just wants to farm. And the fact that the Beatrix has got an extra lane of minions over the carry because he can transfer to the mid lane. Again, small advantages that both teams are looking for.
Oh, ZW wants to look for a steal here.
Oh,
He gets it.
he baits it.
Really, we're really going to go down to these small little details.
That's a big play.
That's a big play. That's a big detail, all right? But M4 stats, here's the Valley ranking first in turret damage with per game with 26,000. That's a big amount of damage. That's because they have a higher KDA. They have a higher KDA that translate into Lord, that translate into map dominance, that translate into a lot of things, and that's the Valley play style, right?
CW already has got the Blade of Despair. It's actually level 8 compared to, well, he is far from level 8 and Basic only got his. That kind of tells us that there's a little bit more farm onto CW as compared to the carry. This means that activation coming out from ONIC Esports could be theirs, especially with the Berserker's Fury up on carry as well.
Very early on, Keyboy though, getting out. No, not just yet. The Deathless Welcome finds it. Keyboy not going to pin down against the wall. He knows that he won't have damage either way, so might as well put him against the turret. CW can be caught. Cult Altar is ready. Silence up, and CW is going to be able to flicker out. Kyrie assassinating Hoon in the back line as Basic goes for the turret. Finds it, but will be taken low.
Basic.
Some of the blades going to be popped here, and that's 2 kills on the board. Kyrie looking for a third. Not going to be able to find it. 2 for 1. CW falling to the hands of White Chicken there with a wild charge. Gets out of the Stampede with the power of nature, but it's going to be knocked up by the Jikundo. Away the dragon on the Mobazane. Locked him up. Boots jumps in with a slam, pass. Brought back Mobazane against the world. Kyrie dashing out. Boots onto him right now with a split. Mobazane
So
very
tanky.
low, still able to actually sustain back up. White Chicken, no wild charge. Deathless Welcome still available for Mobazane. On esports with the wise choice, backing away from the turtle. But Boots is still here on the glue. Flickering out to safety will mean that, again, both teams disengage. But now it's Kyrie on to the purple buff, stealing it away.
I mean, small little wins, right? It's so micro. This game, so close. But that's another win over the side of ONIC with that turret takedown.
Never mind, it's a trade.
It's a trade.
My goodness, these two teams are so good at the game. They're just trading, literally.
I can't believe I'm saying this, ladies and gentlemen. The Valley is making it feel like they are on par
Yeah.
with ONIC Esports.
When it
Because they
comes to
are.
macro,
1-1.
Literally. Even the trades, there's nothing free in this game. Surely the total goes in favor of the Valley, but Kyrie gets the purple buff on the side of the Valley, then they get a turret up top, and then eventually ONIC Esports, you see CW dying once, as well as, Basic. So everybody's just trading, literally. No clear winner, just as...
Yeah, no clear winner.
Unless, Kyrie goes for the push onto the bottom lane.
Uh-oh, there you go. Kyrie
wins.
goes for the turret here. Keyboy spots the conceal play. And the Valley says, hey, you take bottom side, let's try to take top side now. CW and Keyboy trying to defend. That's the Renner actually clearing it out. The Blast was charged in, but it's going to be cancelled away. They don't have the minions to play with for that dive.
So much value from the sniper shot coming from CW, clearing out the minions up top.
Wow.
Small values, dude.
This is such an intense game right now. It's like a chess game, right?
Yeah.
And while we're in a slow game, this is exactly the moment we need to check the items.
Looking at the items right now, it's going to be Berserker Fury and the Windtalker already built for that lane. The lane is actually 1k gold lead, and the best part is there's a lot more mobility for ONIC. Right now, ONIC, what they can do is to use Kyrie to jump from one lane to another, take down turrets, and that's exactly what ONIC has been doing for the past, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or so, when they know how the game has evolved into. But another thing that I would like to point out from the side of the Valley is they have a massive good clear that can shove as 5 and then rotate to the other lane.
I would say Kyrie's just styling on the itemization. All of these casual items. So when he was Garena going for the Molten Essence as well as the Steel Leg Blades as casual items, now as the Ling, he's going for a casual Swift Crossbow, and then completes other items, making it so that the value he gets from the early items pays
Honestly,
dividends in the end.
Looking at the game, though, and drafts here, the Valley, I think they're completely fine with just taking the game slow, right?
Yeah.
They have a Lilia, they have a carry. If it goes to the late game, it's going to be a 50-50, and I think that's a 50-50 that the Valley wants to take. Keyboy, though, with the way the Dragon bringing Mobazane back in. Kyrie jumping in onto Mobazane. They're good for the assassination. Look at that blast. Doesn't connect onto anyone. San's still able to survive, but not for long. Basic says no. Kyrie on the walls, gets out. Jungler for Sans, but he spawns back in with a passive.
That's the power of giving out sands, right? But there you go. It's going to be the Bandit's Rage clearing it up. I like what ONIC is doing. Instead of focusing as an assassin, you want to go for the backline, but Basic is very elusive. So ONIC went for the target assassination onto Mobazane instead. Knowing that he's on the Demon Slayer emblem, knowing that he needs a level to scale and out-Reggie you in the Reggie battle, but hold on a second, a lot of emphasis on Hoon right now.
Hoon spots it out. White Chicken, this is it. He can go for the steal, he jumps in, but the Temple of Blades comes in from Kyrie, and CW finds it. Sans with the Stampede, bringing Basic back, only to deal damage. Numenon Blast, charges in, doesn't find anyone. It's a 1-for-1. Lord for Sans.
Wow. They will eventually clear the waves. Management, my goodness. All right, I'm going to say, we were impressed by the Masa coming out from CW, right? Even through losses, even through wins. But my oh my, if he holds a meta hero like the Beatrix, he looks wonderful. You saw how he managed to utilize the render shots against Mobazane when Mobazane was kicked in the middle. Then eventually transfers into the Bennett to kind of clear the wave in the middle. Then into the Lord fight, he knows exactly what he needed to do. Chunks down the Lord with the sniper shots, eventually sealing with the SMG. Then transfers into the mid lane, gets out, seen to safety. Styling on the Valley.
Clears the way with the Bennett, right?
Exactly. What the hell is happening? He looks good with the non-meta heroes. Boy, look what he can do with the meta heroes.
I mean, right now, the only weapon he isn't utilizing is the Wesker, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Here, White Chicken is going to be targeted down. Kyrie is taking it personal. That wild charge!
Okay.
Oh! Beautiful wild charge! Onto Kyrie, who's going to be caught here. Keyboy as well. Numenon Blast! Charging again! Finding two. But it's only the two members, CW and Sans, who's still able to kite away. CW flickers out, Basic dealing damage, but Boots jumps in onto the split on towards Mobazane. Basic slow, CW is doing the damage onto Mobazane. 800 gold lead still being held onto by ONIC Esports, but hey, the Valley, that was a good trade, right? It's 2 for 2 against ONIC, who have the lead.
Yeah, there's another saying, right? No matter how good the squirrel can jump, it will always land on the ground. That's exactly what happened to Onyx. Well, Onyx is called Porcupine, but you get the point, right? Kyrie jumped right into the Valley, and that was a mistake. And the Valley converted that into a kill. He converted that into tempo, which the Valley desperately need, especially when Onyx has full map control.
Are you not entertained about this?
I'm
We saw a lot of
entertained.
micro outplays.
I'm entertained.
Yeah. Fried chicken. He waited for the Tempest of Blades to come in, sticks to the wall so that the power of nature will allow you to be crowd control immune. When Kyrie goes down with the Tempest of Blades, already you have that power of nature prepared, and there's a lot of damage onto Kyrie with all of the damage items that this X-Billion Grok has.
Oh, that's some damage.
That's Wesker, by the way.
That is Wesker, so he is utilizing all 4 weapons that Beatrix has. Here though, Kyrie with the purple buff against Zane, but that's a collapse here.
Oh, no.
A lot of members placed down onto Kyrie, but he goes in instead to clear out the wave. He maneuvers away, and he baits out the movement from the Valley.
Woo!
Wasted rotation up top. Wow.
The Valley's doing well. ONIC is doing well. Everybody's just playing out of their minds.
I love this game, right? I love the series. We need a best of 5, full 5 games.
We need a best of 5, full 5 games. And
How about a
it
best of
is-
7? Let's go.
Sure.
Sure. But Onyx versus the Valley, though, right now, the Onyx still have this small little advantage. The fact that, okay, the kick going in.
That's what the Wesker's for. My goodness. Onyx with the coordination. Keyboy with the kick. Super Shot got melted down. We don't usually see that now, but man, Onyx Esports.
Yeah, the patch notes told me that the Wesker got nerfed, but I wasn't expecting this coming off of CW.
CW, an artist? He's so creative, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, and now he jumps back onto the render, pokes down the Lord. Onyx Esports with the zone. Now with no Super Shark, no one can open up the map. And it's just a free Lord over to Onyx Esports, conceded by the Valley.
Small little win, small little pickups. It's the Valley that lost Super Shock first. Onyx was able to convert that kill into a Lord hit or a Lord on their side. And this is exactly how the Valley likes to play. Onyx Esports, on the other hand, literally copying the strat.
Yeah, man. All of these microtransactions from both teams, they're all the trades
Microtransactions?
that we're seeing. Yeah, I mean, the war of attrition has been in there for what, 12 minutes, and then eventually Onyx finds openings. All of a sudden, they're ahead by 3.3K, and they now have the map control. But that doesn't mean that the Valley is defeated just yet. No, they're just getting outplayed when it comes to the map just because of those small victories that Onyx accumulated all throughout the game.
You know what I realized, Wolf? This Onyx style that they're playing, after game 1, it really feels like, especially in game 3 here, it's the banana split that Onyx PH played back in M3 up against BTK. So they're using BTK's Kryptonite here. That's a good render shot. Basic's taking a half HP. Keyboy was looking for the way the dragon, doesn't find it. It's just the Lord marching down, and it's the base turrets now wide open. Kyrie is utilizing this to go for more damage into the mid lane base turret. And on Esports, they back up.
Kyrie can't be caught by the Valley, especially when you got, Luminum Blast that you need to charge a lot, and Super Shark wasn't. If he uses the stun, rest assured, the rest of Onyx squad will come in and just run you down in the mid lane. But another thing, Zane.
Oh no, but Zane's gonna be caught here. That's the Bennett as well, dishing the damage out. That's gonna be Kyrie jumping into the back line. The cold ultra was placed down by Sans. Fly Chicken in the back line as well, but it's gonna be Boots, who is gonna be able to dish out the split. Kyrie still able to actually get out there before Sans gets the kill, and Kyrie jumps in again. It's now CW's gunning Fly Chicken down. It's Sans with a triple kill. And it's a 4-for-1 trade. Onyx Esports looking to get the match point down here in the 16th minute of the game. Hoon is the only member left standing. He needs to make the miracle play. Kyrie buys the immortality. Hoon is getting bursted down. The base is wide open. Hoon's gonna fall down to CW. And it's match point for Onyx Esports.
Match point for Onyx Esports. Finding that rubber band, pulling it to its tip-top maximum length. The tension broke the Valley. And Onyx takes one more game.
What a performance in the third game. That banana split. Hey.
Man, they decided, Coach Yip decided that for the side of Onyx Philippines before. And guess what? Who's the analyst for Onyx Esports now? Together with Kyrie, that looked really wonderful. And man, we were talking about how Onyx Esports is just picking up those non-meta heroes, but look at them go with meta heroes. CW is a virtuoso of this Beatrix that was wonderfully played. You see Keyboy, this finding the confidence with the Cho. Eventually, the entirety of ONIC Esports just won the battle of attrition. And the more experienced team with the banana split just out-macroed their opponents.
You know what's crazy? We see teams struggle so much up against the carry at M4, but ONIC are saying, hey, go ahead, pick the carry.
I'm going to add another layer to that. Beatrix has a very bad result throughout group stages. CW, on the other hand, is like, have you guys used
The Wesker and the Renner. Don't just stick on the Bennett and the Nibiru.
And with that said, we're going to be throwing over to the analysts to be dissecting about this beautiful of a game. Take it away, analysts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the score right now is in 3, 2, 1. 2-1. I'm sorry, that was much cooler in my head. Welcome to the Alley Stand with me, LaFell, Leo, as well as Trex, where right now it's match point. And I gotta talk about the Chow, man, because Keyboy on this Chow is picking off everyone.
Yep, it's that fact that he has so many CC, so many ways to get away, that actually opened up the map and allowed for, I guess you could say, small victories and deep cuts that allowed ONIC Esports to employ the banana split from M3 as employed by ONIC Philippines from back then. That's putting the Valley here at the brink of elimination.
Definitely, definitely. Now, not only picking people off, but picking the right people off at every moment. Every time a major objective comes up, every time a Lord comes up, they find Mobazane, they pick him off, and they make it so they can't even contest for the Lord. On top of that, you have Kyrie split pushing away. So how do you even deal with that?
Actually, I want to put this into perspective because you said that Keyboy, he picks off the right target. Now, the right target is always subjective. Because usually in normal rank games, in fact, the norm, the right target is the mid laner, the gold laner. But in this game, it's the tank jungler, it's the tank super shark. Why is it flipped around?
Actually, with a lineup like the Valley, with a team like the Valley, if you pick off or you throw off one of their pieces, the rest crumble. Like, again, this is not just insider info, it's actually what's happening in the knockout stage so far. They are solid as a unit, but if you throw off a single part of that puzzle, then they struggle. And again, whether that be Super Shark up front or Mobazane as a key ingredient in whatever battering ram strategy they're trying to employ, then ONIC is going to take advantage and try to do that every single time.
I mean, not only that, you have to admit, the facts are, is Zane was able to contest for those retribution battles. He did a wonderful job at taking Kyrie off the map, so they know the threat is there.
Now, I want to talk about Kyrie as well, because not only is he pushing, but it looks like he's permanently on Hoon duty, because in the fight, while everyone else is kiting around, Kyrie is always looking for Hoon. Even if he doesn't get the kill, as long as he pushes this Lilia away, it's like, I've achieved my objective. Now, the question is, why? Why does he want to push Hoon away?
I mean, Hoon with the Lilia, if you can pick it off the map, you get rid of such a threat, right? You get rid of someone who has essentially 2 lives, someone who can just lay those bombs down, and not only that, but you eliminate one of the main lane clears, one of the main siege protectors in those fights.
And because of that, if Hoon is out of the picture, look at the Valley. There's very little they can do when it comes to taking care of the map. Team fights, yes, you have a Grok, you have a carry, you have a Lolita, but if you're trying to just take care of, again, neutral objectives or just lane management in general, that's why ONIC came out on top. And again, something to talk about here is Sans, right? 100% kill participation on this Faramis. The fact that I think it happened like at least a couple of times in this last game, 16 minutes in, he died like twice, and then the fight was still going on, all right? Like, that's just the nature of the beast. That's what you get with the passive of the Faramis. And I guess that also is what throws off the Valley. They're so good at timing. They're so good at taking fights when they need to, but with the Faramis, there's like, so I guess he's back on the map. We can't take this, not like this.
Right now with match point, it really is quite a scary situation, because talking to the coaching staff of ONIC, they even say they love long series, because the longer the series is, the more that they adapt and the stronger they get. So the Valley right now, in the next fight, they're going to fight an even stronger ONIC, and that's going to be a very, very difficult task to hold. But for now, we got to talk about the MVP, because in the game, there's a lot of trades, there's a lot of pickoffs, a lot of damage being thrown around. I have my own personal MVP, but we got to see the MVP. Apparently, if he uses a non-meta hero, he's scary. When he uses a meta hero, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
But, you know, I think a lot of us were questioning after the other night whether Kyrie was the main threat, whether Kyrie was the only threat. But now, after seeing CW play tonight, he is definitely an issue for any team that goes against them.
Yep, the way that he used all 4 weapons of Beatrix was just impressive, right? And his build has to make up for that. He has the attack speed boots, he has the Haas claws for sustainability, a little bit of movement speed and penetration with the Hunter Strike, and then the rest just gravy on top. And again, you necessary to just build the Wind of Nature. So with that being said, it takes a lot of awareness. And if I have to say so myself, watching his Moskov, Beatrix, I'll have to agree with Coach Aldo. ONIC, esports, as a team and as players individually, they do get better the longer the series goes.
Looking at the heat map, it looks like he's actually very careful about his own positioning, because rarely does he go to the mid. This is between 5 minutes up until 10 minutes, and he doesn't cross, because if you split the map in half, he really rarely goes above and beyond into the enemy's jungle. So he's being very, very careful about where he's positioning himself in the map, making sure that he doesn't get caught.
Yeah, unlike last game, he never really touched those mid-river bushes in the mid lane at all. Playing it much more safe, but also a little bit aggressive towards the side lanes because ONIC just had that swing there.
And I think that's just a result of, again, the Valley drafting a lineup that has very little lane management. So by pushing the side lanes, by forcing that in the absence of Hoon, because again, it's Kyrie who's on him almost constantly, that allows CW to buy the map for ONIC, and again, just even more leverage the advantage that the lane has for rotational speed.
What I know about the Valley is apparently on their off time they play chess, at least Mobazine as well as Fried Chicken does. So as a chess player, you really don't want a lot of surprises happening. And we talked about how the Valley is so good in terms of the team fights, in terms of picking off. So I kind of like this banana split strategy coming in from ONIC, creating chaos, making it so that you guys are chess masters where what are we going to do next? Can you guys actually find the answer fast enough to actually get to us? And here again, look at Kyrie. He's just making sure Hoon and Basic are far away from CW. So it's just like 2 different team fights, but in one team fight.
You know, and this could end up being a big problem for the Valley, because even the castles were saying